Danielle says Dean has too many to-dos.
He is an anal list maker.
But her dates list included golf.
He got up right behind me and perfected my stance.
Dancing.
She gave me a private dance on the bar.
And cleanup.
We went back to my place and showered.
This is unreal.
Meanwhile, Dean dated a girl from a good family.
She was on the TV show The Sopranos.
Did that make you go bada bing?
Now, will Danielle still make Dean's list?
It's so refreshing to find someone as anal as I am.
Or will they have a change of heart?
I'm Chris Jagger. Welcome to Change of Heart. Let's meet our couple. Now, he's had a crush on her since high school, but she only wanted to be friends. It wasn't until last summer that things really heated up between them. Amidst the sand and surf of the Jersey Shore, she finally came out of her shell, and he's been riding her waves ever since. Please welcome Danielle November and Dean Katsaris. Welcome to the show. And Danielle, tell me what it is you've learned about Dean's personality since becoming romantically involved.
He is an anal list maker. He has lists that he makes every single day that he cannot live without.
I like making lists.
He needs to
It gives me
complete
that
the
sense of
entire
accomplishment.
list before he goes to
Come
sleep
on.
at night. And the most routine daily activities. Wake up.
You're the most
Jump in
unorganized
the
person I know.
shower,
You don't get anything
head
done.
over.
Now, wait a minute. Just to prove that she's not exaggerating, not exaggerating this, we have a transcription of one of your lists. In fact, here it is in the monitor. Please take a look at this. And
There we
it is.
go. Look,
7
don't we
a.m.
all know to wake up in the morning? We know to take a shower. We know to do these
Yeah,
things.
but
We
I
don't
like going to
need
the gym.
write
I like
them
that
down.
sense of
Now, wait a
accomplishment.
minute,
I check it off.
wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Oh, man.
You're up at
It's
7
an
o'clock.
anal.
Wait, and it's not until 10:30 that you're actually calling Danielle.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, Danielle, I see it says call Danielle on the list, but it doesn't say see you. How often are you on there when he actually sees you?
Once a week.
One time a week.
It's ridiculous. Dean just has these priorities in life that consist of completing everything else on the list, seeing his
Really?
friends, taking
Really?
care of other things, and then basically if I can be third of priorities, that'll
that's
be
not
it.
right.
Maybe they can
That's not
squeeze you
right.
in. Obviously, you'd like to be number one, right?
Yes, I think the
Of
girlfriend
course.
really needs to move
now,
to the top
Dean,
of
why
the
can't
list.
she make the list a little more often?
She ruins every date. It's unbelievable. I have never met anybody that can be late for everything she does. And I'm not
It's called
talking
being
5 or 10
fashionably
minutes late.
Wait
I
a
can
minute,
give her-
fashionably late.
I can give her 4 hours to get ready for
Right.
a date. She still shows up late, and I'm talking an hour late. So at that point, I'm
Not
mad,
an
I'm
hour, and I'll
livid,
try and let
and we
you
don't even
know,
talk for the first hour
I
of the
have a commute
date.
to get into the city
Whatever.
to see him. These things take time.
Yep.
Circumstances
But now,
arise.
Danielle, here's a
4
third
hours.
question. If you know what makes him that crazy, why can't you, speed it up a little bit?
Why can he relax a little bit? He is so high-strung and stressed out.
Oh my God,
so
you
easily.
drive me up a wall.
If he could just relax and
This is
understand that I
ridiculous.
have to get things done before I can, give
How
up
many-
the one night
4
that he
hours it
allows
takes you to get things
see
done?
me.
All right, now, Danielle, he says that's one of the things that sets him off. What is it about Dean that gets your temper flaring?
He would prefer to watch his ESPN than make out with me, basically.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You need Sports Center.
It's on the list, 11 o'clock every night, Sports Center. There he is.
I'm addicted to watching the Sports Center show, and
Oh,
we'll be
big
on the
sports fan.
couch, the one night I'm by his place. We'll be hanging out. I'll try to get smoochy with him on the couch, and all he wants to do is wait. Can I just see the highlights from last night's
Commercial.
game?
Wait for the commercial.
Yeah, I'm my kisses and my romantic efforts are put on hold till the commercials,
Right.
and
Well, Dean, explain that. Why here you are tuning in Sports Center and tuning her out. Why?
Her voice makes my eardrums bleed. Are you kidding me?
I feel retarded. I'm competing
She
against
gets
the
so
Sports Center
excited
TV
and she
show.
laughs and it's so high and piercing.
Shrill.
Oh my God.
I'm enthusiastic.
My friends make fun of it. They all
compassionate.
comment about it. And I sit there and I'm embarrassed every time. Every time.
Right. Now, Dean, obviously, though, for 9 months you've been with her, there's obviously some things that have kept you there. What's that?
Definitely. She's a great girl. She's fun. She's funny. She makes me laugh. We have a good time when we go out together.
So, Danielle, why is it that you're actually willing then to hang in there and compete against Sports Center?
I'm competing against the dumb TV show because there's a lot that we have in common. He's athletic, he's a little bit witty, and we have a good time together the one night that we do hang out, basically, when he's not with his friends. We have fun.
You would just like to have more nights of those.
Yeah.
Now, Danielle, what about going out with somebody else? How do you think that's going to shed some light on this relationship?
Well, a lot of my friends are at the point that they're in serious relationships, they're starting to get engaged, if not married, and I just think Dean needs to,
That's a little
move
much.
up the commitment ranks a little bit, and if he's not going to put me to the top of that priority list, I might just have to move on.
All right. Now, Dean, you said that she ruins every day. What about going out with someone new? What do you hope to find out?
Well, some of our differences make us a little bit incompatible. And I want to know if this is really worth fighting for, if we should really do this, you know? I want to know if she's going to be as serious about it as I want.
And seeing what that other date is like will help you compare.
Definitely.
All right, now coming up, find out how Dean put kissing on his list of things to do with his date.
I don't know what happened or how it happened, but we just fell into each other's arms, and we just could not stop kissing.
We'll tell you about that next. Here with Dean and Danielle. Now, Dean complains that Danielle squeals like a pig, so we found him a girl who purrs like a kitten. Let's hear it for Stacey Spearer. Now, Stacey, did you find anything out about Dean before the date that you kind of realized maybe, hey, I'm going to have a good time?
Yes, I found out that Dean is a compulsive list maker just like I am.
Oh, something in common.
So we made a list of what we're going to do on the date. And it's so refreshing to find someone as anal as I am.
Wait, now, Dean, in that phone conversation that you had with her, did she tell you anything that got you really excited?
Oh, yeah, definitely. She told me that she was on the TV show The Sopranos. I don't know if you guys would ever heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
The Bada Bing strippers and stuff. And I was really excited to see that stripper type, you know?
And so then when you finally met up and actually saw her, did that make you want to go bada bing, if you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. She had a great figure and the hair. I love the hair. Long, straight, and dark. I think it's great.
Typical New York.
Now, Danielle, your hair is very different than. Are you surprised that he really loves that hair?
Yeah, I am surprised. I just thought, he would like somebody with a little bit more uniqueness and not just generic, soprano kind of.
And Stacey, what about you? Were you just as happy when you met?
Oh my God, I opened the door, I was mesmerized.
Yeah!
His eyes were unbelievable. He's got the cutest nose. I was so nervous. I was fidgeting like crazy. I couldn't even put my key in the door to lock it. I was just all over the place. Yeah.
Very nice.
Very happy.
Now, Dean, you had a big complaint about Danielle that the dates always start off bad. What about with Stacey?
It was perfect. I showed up at her apartment to pick her up, and she was ready to go. And I was 5 minutes early for this date.
I guess she's really anxious for a date then. What can I say?
Stacey, what about on your list of things to do? What was on the top?
Central Park Zoo. We went to the Central Park Zoo. We walked around. It was really nice. This gave us an opportunity to find out about each other, and he was asking me all these questions. He was very interested in me and my career, and he wanted to know all there was to know about me.
So, Dean, you were checking out more than just the animals. You learned some things about Stacey.
Yeah, she has the most beautifully manicured feet.
Her feet?
That's really big. I'm a big foot person. It's a big turn on for me. And I don't know if you look down here at Danielle's toe.
I have unique feet as well. What can I
The
say?
second toe is a little bit bigger than the big toe. It's a turn off. It's a turn off. It makes me cringe every time I see it.
Freaks you out a little bit.
Yeah.
And Stacey, could you tell that Dean was actually enjoying you, digging you a little bit?
Yes, I could definitely tell. He gave me these long, hard stares. Really deep, long, hard stares. And we were just really, really hitting it off.
Very nice. And Dean, I know that you took Stacey on a cruise around Manhattan. Yeah. Anything at that point, though, that really distinguished her?
I always wanted to do something like that. Where'd you come up with that romantic idea?
I thought it was really fun.
Was there something that distinguished her between Danielle?
Definitely. We were waiting online to get tickets, and we were having a good time, joking around. And it was really refreshing to see someone getting so excited and no ear-piercing voice.
Right.
It was very low-key.
So that was good. And Stacey, now you're learning a little bit more about Manhattan, taking the cruise. Were you also learning anything else about Dean?
Absolutely. He personalized the whole thing for me. He was showing me where his office was, where his office was moving to. He was really wanting me to get to know who he was.
So pointing out some spots?
Exactly.
And so, Stacey, did the whole thing end with the cruise?
Oh, no, not at all. Before dinner, we went for a walk. The most unreal walk I've ever been on in Manhattan before. I've been up and down these streets a billion times. Never before did I feel like I was in another country. He opened up an entire new world for me. It was amazing.
Magical moment there in your sleep. Jeez. And Dean, what about at dinner? Any discoveries for you?
Yeah, Stacey was very attentive during dinner. I'd have to say Danielle's mind tends to wander sometimes, and she's not always fully present in our conversation. So me and Stacey had some really good conversations.
Good. What about at dinner, though? Did Stacey do anything that wasn't really appetizing?
Yeah, there was one part of the dinner. Basically, Stacey's a vegetarian, and she's big into the seaweed and the beans and stuff like that. And
Ew,
I like
that's
it.
so
I like
boring.
sharing the dinners. Exactly. I like sharing the dinners with my date. Big full dinners.
All the more food for you, though.
And
There
couldn't
you
do
go.
that. Now, Stacy, any impression along the way here when you were hanging out with Dean that he's not really satisfied with his relationship with Danielle?
Yeah. He told me that she's insanely jealous, that she keeps a tight leash on him, and it's a really unhealthy relationship, and it just seems like they're in it just to pass the time.
Okay. Now, Stacy, what about some romantic moves? Did Dean have a chance to show you some of that?
Yeah. I don't know what happened or how it happened, but we just fell into each other's arms, and we just could
how
not
sweet.
stop kissing.
And wait, what was that?
They couldn't stop
couldn't stop.
kissing. It just,
Oh, okay.
as they fell into each other's arms. And you're kind of like shaking your head. Are you all right with that?
Hey, if that's what he wants to do, if he's ready to move on, then I guess that answers my question.
Now, what about you, Dean, though, when this was all going on? Any desire to go beyond that?
Oh yeah, definitely. We just had like these long, deep stares at each other, and it was very sexual, very hot. But at the same time, it was really difficult for me to keep myself hold back. like,
And
you know?
Stacy, could you sense that?
Yeah, I could definitely sense that, and we didn't even know what to do with it, so we kind of prolonged leaving each other as much as possible. We walked outside, we held hands, and we just hugged, and it seemed like forever. We just did
You
not want
just
to
seem
leave
like
each
the
other.
type of person that would be
So-
like, oh, come on up the first night.
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
I don't know if I really believe that it ended there.
Yeah, but Danielle, though,
I think
he was
so.
kind of resisting his own urges, but you can't play all that innocent because coming up next, we're going to meet Danielle's date.
Danielle left a razor in my shower, and I assumed that she shaved her legs. So I sat down next to her on the sofa and felt up her legs. Very smooth legs.
Welcome back. We're here with Danielle and Dean. Now, Danielle says Dean's so uptight he can't make a move unless it's written on his list. So we found her a guy who knows when to break the rules and really let loose. Give it up for Rob Place. Hey, Rob. Good to see you. You know Danielle? Good. Have a seat. And Danielle, we heard Dean complain that you're late for every date. Were you at least on time for Rob?
Actually, no.
No.
I was running pretty late, probably 45 minutes late, but I
That's what
did
I
call
thought.
Rob to let him know in advance. And when I finally
called
got
him.
there and met up with him, he was just standing there waiting for me with a big smile, gave me a big hug, hello, and everything was just fine. And I know if that was the case with Dean, the date just wouldn't have happened.
Right.
So.
Now, Dean,
not.
Dean, do you think Rob's worth being on time for?
Are you kidding me? Look at this kid's shirt with the hair sticking out of the top. It looks like style.
Look how uptight you are.
Stylish
What is
guy.
that?
Now, Rob, anything in particular about Danielle that made her tardiness actually easy to deal with?
Very hot body. Great deep tan, good smile, very cute.
Good to look at, not to touch, right?
Well,
see.
you know how things go, Dean. Now, Danielle, I understand that on the very first stop, things got a little physical. Tell us about that.
Well, I never thought that going to a driving range to hit golf balls could be so romantic, but I guess
Yeah,
just
the golf
because
range, huh?
Rob is such a golfing pro, he really knew what he was doing, and he got up right behind me and like perfected my stance, and I guess.
Very nice. Now, Rob, one of the things that Danielle complained about, Dean, everything has to be sort of like listed out and down to the minute or whatever. Anything that you had planned special?
Well, we had a small picnic in Central Park, and I packed a great picnic basket with champagne, strawberries, cheese, and crackers, and it was awesome.
It was really romantic.
Right. Very romantic. And Danielle, any kind of connections that you guys made while you were on this little picnic?
Yeah, I just feel like Rob and I approach life the same exact way. We like to live, you know,
What's that?
spontaneously.
Unorganized?
Yeah, we are
Spontaneous.
Anything, though, Danielle, that Rob has that sort of leaves Dean in the dust?
Rob is super smart. He recently just got his master's degree, and that really
That's
impresses
right.
me. He was telling me all about work and this proposal he just presented to his boss, and it's just he's such a go-getter, and Dean's so not. So
Dean is
just-
such a go-getter.
You're right. You're right.
Dean happens to be very intelligent. We
You
have
watch
very intelligent
ESPN Sports Zone
conversations.
constantly. That's all you
I
do.
know, how smart can you be devoting half of your
Take
life
her
to
out.
this TV show?
Graduated from Cornell.
He gets
You're
so much
right.
more
All right,
You're
wait,
right.
Danielle, let me see if you were impressed with some other things besides his business savvy. Was there other things?
Oh, definitely. We decided we wanted to take a rowboat ride in the lake in Central Park. And when we got there, the boats were closed down, but it didn't stop Rob. He just took it upon himself to kick the boat in the water, threw me in, threw our stuff, and hijacked the boat, and he just paddled us away. And it was like the sweetest thing he's ever done. So we had this mad chase across the river.
Very spontaneous. The audience is applauding him stealing the boat, but was anybody chasing you, though, after you did that?
We had the boathouse manager chasing us in a rowboat.
Of course.
And he was like, "Come back here, you little
crazy.
kids!" And we were rowing like crazy, and our oars were falling out of the boat.
So, Rob, I'm thinking you worked up quite a sweat doing all of that. Did you have to, were able to clean up afterwards?
Yeah, we went back to my place and showered. Yeah, and
Showered at his place?
Danielle left a razor in my shower, and I assumed that she shaved her legs. So I sat down next to her on the sofa and felt up her legs. Very smooth legs.
Yeah.
Great skin.
Now, Dean, you're almost
that's
like
nice.
shocked here that this might have happened.
Shocked. This is unreal.
We had to, get ready. There were more events to take place in the night, so we had to be dressed well.
So, Danielle, Rob's the kind of guy that likes to do things that are impromptu. What about dinner? Was that a big surprise, too?
Oh, it sure was. We actually headed to Brooklyn, grabbed a pizza, and sat out on the promenade, which overlooked the entire New York City skyline, and it was just breathtaking. It was so much fun, and, really, really
Cheese on the
romantic.
pizza looked like a Slav.
We actually ordered no cheese on it.
Of
course,
she
no
was
cheese on
enjoying
your
the no
pizza.
cheese
What kind of
We had
pizza
a
is
lot of
that?
things
I don't know.
in common, like our pizza.
Rob, any other unusual modes of transportation you had planned on this date, though?
Well, we searched for a taxi in Brooklyn, and there were no taxis, so we hijacked a ambulance.
How do you hijack an ambulance?
Spur of the moment.
Yeah, we hitched a ride with an ambulance, so they threw the
just
lights and
asked them.
sirens on, they threw us in there, and we were off.
There you go. And then, Rob, I understand you guys ended up at a club after that, and how was Danielle at the club?
Danielle was great. I threw up on the bar, and she gave me a private dance on the bar.
Right?
Everyone in the bar jealous
seem
of
like
us.
the type of girl that would go home with a guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Now, Rob, one of the things that Dean was complaining about earlier is that Danielle could be somewhat loud at times. Did you get an earful while you were hanging out?
Well, there's one thing. The voice has to go sometimes. At the bar, it was really
I was
bad.
having such a great time with Rob. We were like totally hitting it off, and I just, wanted to show it. I was really enthused.
But
You're
your
expressing
voice-
yourself
your
a
voice
little
is
bit.
shrill.
Now, Danielle, what about on the way home? Any other crazy modes of transportation?
Nothing outrageous. Rob was just a, complete gentleman, walked me to my subway stop and, put the money in, waited for my train to arrive, and we just gave each other a really big hug over the turnstile and a nice, really long, sweet kiss. And that was
Very nice. All right, it sounded like a really great date. Will Dean decide to keep Danielle on his list? We're going to find out next, so stay tuned. Now, Danielle complains that Dean puts ESPN on the top of his list and her at the bottom. Well, she wanted to know if Dean is willing to make her more of a priority. Can Dean move her up, or is she going to move on? Let's find out. Dean, we're going to get your decision first. Now, it's actually been almost a year, but the differences definitely causing problems in the relationships. We sent you out with Stacy. Sounds like you guys had a really magical night on the town. You ended with a lot of kissing. What's your decision?
All right, well, me and Stacy, she's great. I mean, we have a lot of similarities. We had a great time on our date, and I'm looking for that perfect relationship, but I think I've already found that perfect relationship. So
you say stay together. Okay. Stacy, sorry things didn't work out for you. Danielle, Dean says he wants to stay. You went out with Rob. You guys had a good time. He was spontaneous, fun, more your type it seemed like at least. What's your decision?
Well, Rob definitely showed me one of the most romantic nights I've had in a while. And I guess I was hoping that things would escalate to the next level, but there just weren't those, I guess, sexual sparks flying. So I think I'm going to stay together.
Stay together. All right, Rob, sorry.
It's awesome.
Now, Danielle, it almost sounds like you're just kind of settling for Dean, but you guys are such opposites. Why do you think it's going to work?
I think that might be a big part of it, Chris. The fact that I'm not anal and Dean's so excessively anal might balance us out, sort of, and I think I need that to keep the relationship sort of upbeat, because if he was unorganized like me, nothing would get done. So.
Gotcha. All right, well, good luck with it, that oil and vinegar thing there. That is our show for today. Thanks to Stacey and Rob. Good luck to Dean and Danielle. We'll see you next time on Change of Heart.
After our show, Dean explained.
I didn't want to do anything that was going to get me into a lot of trouble.
So that's why when I heard kissing, I was like,
Our kisses were extremely passionate.
Is there time involved?
Yeah, a little. I don't know. We got to get back to New York and talk about this one.
But everything's smooth sailing now. They're planning a cruise.